Hey y'all, this is going to be a reading on your past life. So this is going to be a long one, so grab a snack, grab a drink, whatever, alright? So let's find out. We have the Three of Pentacles, so I feel like there's this energy where you like to travel a lot. There's something about you don't like closed spaces. You don't like buildings with doors closed or something like that. There's something to that. You feel trapped if the door is closed. Like there's something about claustrophobia here. Okay, 3 is Jupiter, which is travel. So you may be drawn to traveling, or you're like a travel, you blog, you're a blogger, that documents everything that, where the places they've been and all that stuff, okay? That's what I feel. It's like a small group of people that you work with, okay, that you are travel with, okay? A lot of free-spirited energy here, okay? Something about being in the city just bothers you, okay? There's something, because I feel like in a past life you were like, I get something with Atlantis, okay? Like Atlantis going underwater, all right? There's something about you were part of that, those are the people that didn't make it, that drowned, okay? There's something about, I don't know, something about drowning, or something about, I don't know, it's really interesting here, because it's like I see buildings and then I see water just wiping out the buildings and the people. Something like that, like an underground, like a city underwater, like something about Atlantis falling, maybe something relevant. Atlantis may be something you're drawn to, okay? There's something that's coming through with that, okay? Yeah, 9 of Wands, so I feel like you may have thought you were safe or secure during that time. Okay, and that's why in this life, these structures, something about structures, you're like, there's a fear of structures collapsing, okay, like you being in it when it collapses. That's like really, that's quite scary, that's what I feel like. There is something about, I don't know, I feel there's something about the Titanic here. It's coming through. It's really interesting. Maybe we're a part of that. Interesting. But there's Atlantis here too. Atlantis and this Titanic energy is coming in too. But I feel like you were just weary of the structures. Maybe you were an architectural engineer or something like that. Maybe something about you were good at designing buildings. Maybe you were letting people know that the structure was going to fall. Like there's something to that, okay? So it's coming through a lot. Yeah, 2 of Wands. Okay, and the third house of your childhood, young adult years, your hometown, okay, these are your communications. So I feel like there was just something that you saw ahead of time. Like there was something that you may have had visions or something like that when you were young in that lifetime, or maybe it's in this lifetime where you've had a lot of visions of I guess something about prophetic dreams, visions, precognition, or something. Like you have that gift. Like you see these events happen before they even take place. There's something to this, okay? It's like you see this so far in advance, is what I'm getting, okay? Yeah, I just see it with this water here. See, there's a Queen of Cups here. There's something about water. Like you thought you were safe from the water, okay? I get something with drowning, okay? This is what I keep hearing, okay? Drowning. There's something that maybe you don't know how to swim because you feel like you would drown or something. It's because there's something with being drowning in a previous life, and there's water that you maybe sunk a city, like it went underwater, and all kinds of stuff. Okay, when it comes to water, like a tidal wave or some water just destroying a city or something like that, way back in like an ancient city. Okay. 7 of Swords. So in the fifth house. So I just feel like you always feel like you have to keep things. You don't really like get an energy where you don't really unpack your things. Like you don't unpack every single thing, especially when you move to a location, or it's like something that's just temporary. You don't like unpack everything. You just kind of keep everything, just the necessities out, and then what you most important things, you just keep it in a bag or something, suitcase, then you're just on to the next thing. That's like the energy here, because something about prophecies, like you have this ability of that, and it just kind of makes you antsy. And that's why you have this fear of things collapsing, things happening, and you see it. It's like you get insight, little flash images or something. Yeah, so you're always on the move on the day-to-day basis, so everything changes a lot. Like you're a person that can change and adapt to things, okay? And this is in your placement of your routine, okay, your organization. So there's something about, in this life you need to be more organized or something like that. Like you need to have more structure in this life. But due to your gifts and due to the things that have happened before, it's like you always see something so far ahead of time, that you feel like you should always be planning ahead. Okay, it's like you move here, but then you're already planning to move somewhere else. Where am I going to go next? Things like that. Okay, yeah. So you really didn't get to know a lot of people. There's like this energy where you didn't tell people a lot of things that you saw, or you just didn't let people get to know you very well, because things just change so quickly for you. So you don't it's like hard for you to make friends in this life because of like all these prophetic energies, precognitions, because you feel like these people won't make it or something like that. It's like a interesting energy. Okay, this is really a powerful reading right now. Okay, but yeah, I just feel like with the Five of Swords, there's like some things that are not being told here. Like what's really going on in this world, or you really know what's going on, what's causing everything to collapse, what's causing things to be revealed. And it's like you're just getting out of there before it happens. Like you're trying to warn people. I get an energy. You try to warn people of things that are going to happen because of the visions you get, the dreams you get, the precognitions you get, and people don't believe you. Okay, and there are people that maybe try to keep you silent about those things, thinking you're crazy or something like that. Okay, yeah, because I see a Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, I just feel like you are like a person that would prefer to live off the grid. Maybe you did live off the grid back then. Like there was something about you had small land, or you were just in a discrete location way in the past life, and you were kind of like wanting to do that here in this life. Okay, so you wanted to move certain where you can mind your own business and stuff like that, where you're protected. All right, yeah, King of Swords. So you could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Capricorn. This is in the placement of the 10th house. So there's something where you try to reach people, and you may try to convince people that just don't get it, and that's something you have to work through, is knowing that not everybody's going to get it. Okay, yeah, because not everybody's on the same wavelength. Okay, there's something about, it's because I get something about like there's something about like poverty or something, poor, being like an economy that's going to crash. You could see it happening from a mile away. Maybe this is how you are in this life too. All right. So Queen of Cups. All right, Queen of Cups once again in the 12th house. So yeah, all the secrets. Spirit gives you all this insight. Spirit gives you all these things to get out of there before something collapses. Okay, and it's due to like some type of disaster that happened in a previous life, where you could have lived during the time of the Titanic. You could have lived during the time of Atlantis. That's what's coming through the most, knowing that those civilizations were going to just crash, or that Titanic was going to sink that day. You could have been a part of that. Okay, there's something about that energy, but people didn't believe you. All right, so in this life you have strong prophetic gifts, precognitions. Okay, and you try to find a way to cope with that, and you can't. It's like an energy you can't really fit in, because you see things happening in that area. It's like you want to tell them, but it's like you don't want to scare them, but then it's like you want to, that kind of stuff. But you feel like you're obligated to tell, but it's just kind of this thing where you have to remove that obstacle. You have to just let people know, and just whoever receives it, and not worry about if people think you're crazy, or keeping you from talking. Okay, so yeah, just focusing on the things you can control in this life, especially when it comes to those gifts. Just focusing on what you can control. All right, so yeah, because what's going to happen in the world. You get all these events that are going to happen. All right, it's hard, it's a lot to process, but there's a thing where you just have to know you can't reach everybody. That's the biggest lesson in this life. All right, so hope y'all love this. All right, so like, comment, and share. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, David the Ankh, and make sure to follow me on here, David the Ankh. All right, so I love y'all. Stay safe. Namaste.